The year's January 1947. In a quiet neighborhood in Los Angeles, a shocking discovery would create one of the most famous unsolved murder cases in history. The victim was a young woman named Elizabeth Short. Newspapers would give her a haunting nickname, the Black Dahlia. More than 75 years later, the case, known as the Black Dahlia murder, is still unsolved, and the mystery continues to fascinate investigators, historians, and true crime fans around the world. Before the headlines and mystery, Elizabeth Short was just a young woman trying to build a life. She was born in 1924 in Boston and spent much of her childhood in Medford. Her life wasn't easy. Her father disappeared during the Great Depression, leaving the family struggling financially. As she got older, Elizabeth dreamed of something bigger. Like many young people in the 1940s, she moved to Los Angeles hoping to find opportunity. Hollywood was booming, movies were everywhere, thousands of people arrived every year hoping to become an actor or actress. Elizabeth never became a star, but friends described her as charismatic, stylish, and unsocial. She spent time in cafes, movie theatre, and social circles around the city, but no one could have imagined that she would soon become the centre of one of the most darkest mysteries in American history. On January 15th, 1947, a resident walking through a neighbourhood in Los Angeles made a discovery that would shock the entire country. Elizabeth Short had been killed. The unusual nature of the case immediately drew enormous media attention. Police launched a massive investigation. The city of Los Angeles quickly became obsessed with the mystery. Newspapers published front-page stories daily. Within days, reporters began calling Elizabeth Short the Black Dahlia. The nickname was inspired by a popular movie at the time called The Blue Dahlia. The name stuck, and it would become one of the most famous nicknames in true crime history. The late 1940s were the golden age of newspapers. The Black Dahlia case became one of the biggest stories in America. Journalists competed for headlines. Stories were exaggerated. Rumours spread quickly. Some reporters even contacted Elizabeth Short's family, pretending to help them just to get information. The case became more than a police investigation. It became a national obsession. Hollywood rumours, crime theories, and speculation flooded the media. Despite all the attention, the mystery only grew deeper. The police investigation into the Black Dahlia murder was enormous. Detectives interviewed hundreds of people. Thousands of tips were sent to the police. Dozens of suspects were questioned. Some people even falsely confessed to the crime. But investigators couldn't find enough evidence to charge anyone. Over the decades, many theories emerged. Some investigators suspected doctors. Others believed the killer may have been connected to Hollywood. One of the most famous suspects was a man named George Hodel, a doctor whose son later accused him of being responsible. But even that theory has never been proven. The truth remains unknown. The case didn't disappear with time. Instead, it became a part of American culture. Books, documentaries, and movies have explored the mystery for decades. One famous example is in the crime novel The Black Dahlia by James Ellroy. The story was later adapted into the film The Black Dahlia. But despite all research, theories, and investigations, the identity of the killer has never been confirmed. More than 75 years later, the story of Elizabeth Short still fascinates people around the world. The Black Dahlia murder remains one of the most famous unsolved cases in history. A young woman came to Hollywood hoping for a new life. Instead, she became the centre of a mystery that has never been solved, and the question still remains: who killed Elizabeth Short?